Girls, Shanti, what can go so, comrades? Dennis Garden told the newspaper that bring the bell upon the dresser for me. Dennis Garden told the newspaper, observer behind paywall, that he paid over the money to customs under what invoice? And Julian Robinson told Dean Jackson Miller that Dennis Garden turned over the money to university because Dennis Garden knows that university owe the money, not custom. Not custom. He owes the money to university because university bring in the thing under their name. So what is going on, comrade? Thank you very much. Rock and come in, comrade. Rock and come in. JACDEN has provided the University the University Hospital of the West Indies with proof of payment of custom duties. All right. This is the voice of Dennis Garden now. Let me put everything in context and perspective. Those who are calling for my resignation, they have no moral authority to do so. If we're going to talk about resignation, let's go across the board. But I am not here to defend the stewardship of anyone else. I am here to defend the stewardship of myself. Then if you're here to defend the stewardship of yourself, Dennis Garden, why are you talking about other people? Why are you talking about other people? It's like me work at the bus company, me a thief, Travi a thief, Nation a thief, and then catch me and me and say, well, and me alone a thief, you know, I lock up Travi and Nation to them a thief. To talk for yourself. Allow the investigation to proceed, and after the evidence come forward about the other personnel, the court will deal with it. This is you on the chopping block, Dennis Garden. Why are you talking about other people? And the argument that let me put everything in context and perspective, those who are calling for my resignation, they have no moral authority to do so. Who am I talk? Who am I talk? This Remember Dennis Garden? Remember it was your comrade leader, Mark Jefferson Golding, who stood on multiple platforms, in multiple speeches, telling the people of Jamaica that under his leadership, there will be a zero tolerance approach as it relates to corruption. Remember, it was your party leader and comrade leader who stood at the platform and said, when he hear from formal sources, he will deal with you. Remember, it was your party leader who said no hanky-panky in the PNP. Remember, it was your party leader who said the chips will fall where they lie. So who are you referring to now? Could not be anybody else. You need to your party and most party leader you attack. Couldn't we? All right. Hear him now, guys. This is character assassination. It is modern day lynching by persons with their own political agenda. Oh, Dennis Garden. So when Mark Jefferson Golding, Dennis Garden, come here. You guys want to like up the live and make it get on the far you page. So Dennis Garden, when Mark Jefferson Golding stood on multiple platforms, in multiple interviews, including on the debate stage, and tried to tear down the Prime Minister, try to attack his character, assassinate his character. It wasn't that modern day lynching. Wasn't that modern day lynching, comrade Dennis Garden? You see how it feel when the shoes is on the other foot? You see how it feel when the ball is in your guy's court? When your party leader and your former party sec stood on multiple platforms, in multiple interviews, including the debate, and tear down Andrew Holness, tear down his wife, attack his character. Wasn't that modern day lynching? Comrade, talk to me, man. Talk to me. Talk to me. Wanna see how it feel? Wanna see how it feel? Wanna see how it feel, comrades? Wanna get a dose on own medicine. Take it and drink it. Wanna get a dose of own medicine. Take it and drink it. You guys did the very same thing to the Prime Minister without evidence. At least we have evidence here. At least we have evidence here from the CEO and from the customs officers of Jamaica. You guys had no evidence. Want to tear down the Prime Minister, want to assassinate him character, want to bring up him wife name and tell lie on him hard-working wife who tear out every single dollar out our bank book to buy our first to do our first development. None of you had any regards for Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness when you guys were tearing him down. None of you had any regards for Mrs. Holness and her 2 children when you guys were tearing down Mr. Holness. Now come talk about character assassination. You are on the chopping block now. Take click. Take click, boy. We come and talk about public lynching, modern day lynching for. What happened when you did a lynch the Prime Minister? What happened when you guys were doing the very same thing to Andrew Michael Holness and Juliet Anne-Marie Holness and then 2 boys? We don't go as far as to go on the voting list to look if the boys them named up on the voting list to try to bring them down. We don't go as far as to AI picture of one of them son to talk about how much him is a gay. What about them time there? We don't know how that feel, comrades. We don't know how that feel. You guys did the very same thing to Andrew Michael Holness. Now you talk about this is character assassination. It is modern day lynching. Oh. So what good for the goose, not good for the gander, comrades? What is good for the goose is not good for the gander after all. You have Andre Stevens living in the one room and a sleeping table. Every single week he put a picture of the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister wife and tear them down. He make a song about the Prime Minister. Isn't that character assassination, Dennis Gordon? Isn't that character assassination, Mark Golin? Isn't that character assassination? Dennis Gordon, you're a public official. You're a public figure. You're not against criticism. You must be criticized when you do something wrong. You're not above criticism, I should say. Come talk about this is character assassination and modern day lynching. Call it what you will. Call it what you will. But you guys did the very same thing to Andrew Michael Holness. So you sit down and take your lick. All right, now. Hear him again, guys. If the Auditor General had fined me, had indicted me for anything, I would have been the first to resign because I did not go to politics. I did not go to politics for a paycheck. I entered politics for service. So let me ask you a question, Dennis Gordon and comrade. What is the difference between Dennis Gordon, the owner of JACDEN, and Dennis Gordon, the person? Help me to understand this because I'm here to come from the comrades as well. What is the difference, comrades, between Dennis Gordon, the person, and Dennis Gordon, the owner of JACDEN, the company? I don't understand. I don't understand. We cannot separate the two. We cannot separate the two. You guys did the very same thing to the Prime Minister. The Integrity Commission said companies which the Prime Minister own or is a partner of, and you guys tear him down. Remember the Prime Minister never owned the apartment in a town where the Auditor General flagging off the breaches, I want to tear him. Comrades. Comrades. I want to answer to the Jamaican people. No stop gaslight me. Stop with a fool, comrades. Cat time jump, but time no fool. What you mean, say, so Dennis Gordon, the person, is different from Dennis Gordon, the owner of JACDEN? Is that what you're saying, Dennis Gordon? Is that what you're trying to tell the people of Jamaica, Dennis Gordon? Are you telling the people of Jamaica, Dennis Gordon and comrades, that Dennis Gordon, the person, is different from Dennis Gordon, the owner of JACDEN? We want to understand this line of argument, Dennis Gordon. We really, really want to understand this line of argument because we're not understanding. Because companies that the Prime Minister own, flagged by the IC, and the PNP are not going to run out and tear him down. So I don't understand all of a sudden now, Dennis Garden is telling the people of Jamaica that even though he owns JACDEN, we must not hold him accountable for what happens at JACDEN. I don't understand. Help me to understand this, Dennis Garden. Help me to understand this. This is a serious issue. Is Dennis Garden really playing in our face, guys? Is Dennis Garden really playing in our faces, guys? We don't understand, comrades. Dennis Garden say the Auditor General never flagged him personally. So that means to say him not resign. Even though the Auditor General spoke about company of which he is the owner. Comrades, make that make sense. Make that make sense, comrades. So where me sooner try separate Dennis Garden from JACDEN and separate JACDEN from the PNP, one in the same. You cannot take it up, separate them. 3 in 1. Trinity. Dennis Garden, JACDEN, PNP. 3 in 1. Okay, comrades? All right. According to the Auditor General report tabled in Parliament, UHWI misused its tax-exempt status to import goods for 4 private companies, which it identifies as Company 1, Company 2, Company 3, and Company 4, resulting in losses totaling 23.1 million. Custom record shows that items such as office furniture, laundry, and medical equipment were declared as hospital imports, but inventory record confirmed these were not acquired by the hospital and were instead obtained by private entities, the audit reports stated. So Dennis Garden, your line of argument, you see? Your line of argument that the Auditor General did not name you in old water because you were not under investigation. They weren't auditing JACDEN. They were auditing UHWI, and UHWI named upon the invoice. So UHWI them are all accountable for the breaches, not you. UHWI Auditor General job was to audit UHWI, and that is what they did. You notice they never named no company Dennis Garden because them said it is not their job. That is why they redacted the name of the companies. So your argument about the Auditor General did not personally name you, that's hogwash. That's hogwash. It have no moment here. It have absolutely no moment, Dennis Garden, because you personally was not under investigation. It was university. So wheel and come again, Papa. Wheel and come again. All right. The misrepresentation breached the Custom Act result in over 20 million in unpaid import duties, the Auditor General said, pointing out that false declaration and custom documents are subject to fine or prosecution. You hear that, Dennis? False declaration on customs documents are subject to fines or prosecution. So UHWI was the one, Dennis Garden, who made the false declaration. So they were the ones that the Auditor General slapped with this. Not you, because you and Auditor General in no business. Too loud? Too loud?
You want to about that here?
All right, why not? Let me hear you now. Yes. The Auditor General, your argument that the Auditor General want fresh breeze. Can I get fresh breeze on my veranda?
Yes, ma'am, but you have to be so loud.
All right, I'm going to tone down the voice box, but I cannot come off the veranda. Okay. This is a beautiful day, and I want to enjoy it. All right, no problem. Go on now. Yes, guys. Commercial break a while ago. Dennis Garden, let me go back to you. Your argument, Dennis Garden, that the Auditor General did not personally name you. it no hold water. Because you, Dennis Garden, was not under any investigation. So they couldn't name you. And based on the article, it was the university hospital who gave false declaration to customs. Therefore, they will be fined and prosecuted. You understand? It's like you go down at the place, you go buy your license, and you pay the money to the man who sell you the license, and the man are going to trouble, not you. You get your license and gone. You know business with him. That is how it works. And you know this. So just try nobody come try to mislead the country. Come better than that. No dunce, no out here. Not even the PNP no believe you. You notice none of them run out from man and support this foolish way, right? You notice no PNP no run out this man and support this foolish way, though? Because them read and know so this is garbage. They read it and they figure this is garbage. You're talking about Auditor General did not name you personally. The Auditor General wasn't auditing you. All right, so let's go again, guys. The UHWI has since named the 4 companies as Supreme Laundry Services, Willman Sales, Scientific Medical Services, and JACDEN Limited in the Observer 100 Life, in the Observer behind paywall. Gordon, you're the partner now, guys. Gordon, as in Dennis Gordon, you're the partner now, comrade. Guys, when you like up the live, I'm not 100K like it. Keep me on the For You page so the comrades them can see me, man. Keep me on the For You page, guys. So click on the like button as you come in. 140 over here. Like up the live so I can stay on the For You page so the comrades can see me. Because them depend on the For You, you know. Them depend on the For You. Don't worry yourself. Comrades, hear the part here now. Hear the part here now, comrades. Because Dennis Garden say, he did nothing wrong. Dennis Garden is claiming that he did nothing wrong, comrades. Hear the part here now. Garden, as in Dennis Garden, who heads JACDEN, admitted that UHWI cleared a shipment of dialysis machine for his company. Want to hear that, comrades? Gordon, who heads JACDEN, admitted that UHWI cleared a shipment of dialysis machines for his company. How clear on the want it than that, comrades? Comrades, how clearer can you get it? Mark Jefferson Golin, how formal can we get? It cannot be more formal than the words of the speaker. These are the words of the accused, Dennis Gordon. Hear me again, comrades. Gordon, as in Dennis Gordon, comrades. Gordon, as in Dennis Gordon, comrades, who heads JACDEN, admitted. You know what admitted mean? You know what admitted mean, comrades? Him confirm. Him agree that UHWI cleared a shipment of dialysis machines for his company. Was that legal? Was that legal, comrades? Is JACDEN a branch of UHWI? Yes or no? The question before us, comrade, is JACDEN a branch of University Hospital of the West Indies? Why would UHWI be clearing shipments for JACDEN? Why would University Hospital of the West Indies, comrades, be clearing a shipment of dialysis machine for a private company? That is the number one question, comrades. That is the question that Dennis Garden needs to answer from the people of Jamaica. Why would a government entity be clearing a shipment for a private company? A company that have absolutely no ties to the university hospital. That is the $1 million question when Dennis Garden up attack about he did nothing wrong. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, comrades? Dennis Garden did nothing wrong. Here are his words. Here are his words, comrades. Gordon, comrades. Gordon as in Dennis Garden, who heads JACDEN, meaning, comrade, he is the owner of JACDEN. He is the owner of JACDEN. They can't get it no deeper than that. He's not a shareholder. He's not a private investor. He's not a silent partner. He heads JACDEN. What are you saying to the people of Jamaica, comrades? What are you saying to the people of Jamaica? He have questions to answer. He has questions to answer, comrade. That is illegal. That is fraud. That is fraud, comrades. It is fraudulent behavior because JACDEN has absolutely no affiliation to the university hospital. That is where JACDEN go wrong. So I don't want to come and ask me about what JACDEN do and what Dennis Garden do. Him just admit to what he did. You understand, comrades? Why not you don't understand? Garden, comrades. Gordon, Gordon, Garden, who heads JACDEN, admitted that UHWI cleared a shipment of dialysis machine for his company, but was adamant that this was not an attempt to avoid the custom duties which the company has since paid. Then what was it then? What was it then? Why didn't you follow the proper channel, Dennis Garden? If this was not an attempt to circumvent the custom duties, why didn't you follow the proper procedure? This is not the first time you're bringing equipment in the country. And those are your admission. Further on in the article, you admitted that this was not the first time you brought equipment in the country. So you knew of the procedure, Dennis Garden. You knew of the proper procedure. So you can't come gaslight we. Tell the PNP them that you can't tell the well-thinking people of Jamaica that Dennis Garden, because you knew of the proper procedure. You said it. You said it. Why did you follow the proper procedure? If you did not want to avoid the custom duties, why didn't you follow the proper procedures? This is not the first time you import things in the country. So the argument that you did not want to avoid custom, what is the reason? You cannot give us a good, and there is absolutely no reason, to be honest. There's absolutely no good reason for you to do it because it was wrong, it is fraudulent, it is illegal, and as an elected official, you should have known better than this. So there's absolutely no excuse, no matter where you come with. This is not the first time you bring things in the country. Why didn't you follow the proper procedures? Hear him now, guys. My company enter into an arrangement with an entity, you know. So let me ask you, Dennis Garden. Why your company never going at the entity with Sarah? Or where the one the western side name? Why didn't your company call the Ministry of Health? Because the argument that my company entered into an arrangement with an entity. Why did you choose UHWI? Why did you choose UHWI, Dennis Garden? Why you never choose Sarah or the Western region? Why did you choose UHWI to go into an entity with? Because the university is not the only company that bring in things in the country, medical supplies in the country. What more? Why did you choose UHWI? My company entered into an arrangement with an entity which approved the use of its facilitation, which is convention, and this has been going on for more than 20 years. Wanna hear that? Wanna hear that? So the argument with Dennis Gardner come talk about he never know. You never know. You, Dennis Garden, never know about the arrangement, but yes, you don't know set a go on for 20 years. Make that make sense, Dennis Garden. Dennis Garden, the more you talk, the more you sink yourself. The more you talk, the more you sink yourself, Dennis Garden. You never know when it was happening, but you still don't know, say, you will do it for over 20 years. Who tell you? How you know that? Because remember, you never know about the initial arrangement, you know. You find out afterwards. So afterwards, you find out, say, you will do it for 20 years, over 20 years, Dennis? Oh, please. Oh, please, Dennis Garden. I bet you never do no interview. I bet you keep silent and send out Mark Golin. Because you only dig yourself in a deeper hole, comrade Dennis Garden. Trust me. Guys, click on the like button and get me to 100K so I can stay on the For You page. The comrades are over there. In Dennis Garden, how did you know, Dennis Garden? Who told you that the University of the Hospital of the West Indies have been using these procedures for over 20 years? Who told you that? Can you give us some insight into this? Because first we are hear this. At first we are hear this because even the acting CEO at the PAC would not admit how long this was going on. Wanna realize? Even the acting CEO at the PAC would not confirm or deny how long this has been going on. But here comes Dennis Garden telling the country that this has been going on for over 20 years. Who told you, Dennis Garden? Which one of your comrade brother them tell you this, Dennis Garden? You have questions to answer. You have questions to answer, Dennis Garden. How did you know of this arrangement? How did you know that UWI, University Hospital, has been facilitating private companies for over 20 years in bringing in things tax exempt? Who told you? Can you give us some insight and some information? Update the country. This is the first time we get a confirmation of this from somebody in the know. We're asking you to give us more evidence of this so we can bring the others of people in before the country. And they'll be made to pay the money where they owe the people of Jamaica. If you have the information, tell it to the IC, or tell it to the fraud squad or to Mocha. I saw no sink on yourself, Dennis. I saw no sink on yourself. Hear him now, guys. Having realized that mistake was made. So even though Dennis Garden said he never knew about the initial arrangement, he had no intentions on not paying his taxes. He no say it had gone for 20 years. Three things he must say now. He never know when it happened. He had no intention not to pay his taxes, but he no say over 20 years the university had do it. And then hear him again now, guys. Having realized that a mistake was made, I could only do the honorable thing by correcting that mistake. Wow. Round of applause for Dennis Garden. He did the honorable thing. Wow. Round of applause for Dennis Garden, guys. He did the honorable thing and by correcting that mistake. Wow. Wow, Dennis Garden. He's like a man rob a bank and the police catch him and lock him up and then give back the people and the money and we say, thank you, sir, and let him out of the bank and let him out of the prison and send him home. A matter of fact, we buy him all a drink too. Are you serious, Dennis Garden? Are you for real? What is honorable about robbing taxpayers' money? What is honorable about corruption? What is honorable about sweetheart deal and one and wash the other and blatant disregard for the rules of law? What is honorable about that, Dennis Garden? There's absolutely nothing honorable about what you did, Dennis Garden. Let me make that clear to you. Absolutely nothing honorable about your behavior. Talking about I did the honorable thing. The honorable thing was what you should have done from the day one. Not when you get caught. Not when you get caught, Dennis Garden. The honorable thing was to do the right thing from the start. Not after you was fingered. Not after you was caught, but after realizing my mistake. What mistake? What mistake? You knew about this. You knew about this from the day the Auditor General report dropped. And instead of you doing the honorable thing, you tell Mark Gordon say you did absolutely nothing wrong. Not only did you do that, you got your lawyers to write to the media houses and try to muzzle them and stop them from reporting the facts. That is what you did. What is honorable about that? What is honorable about that, Dennis Garden? The honorable thing was to do the right thing at the start. Not when you get caught, brother. Give me a break, but you did the honorable thing. What was honorable about that? You should have done the right thing from the start. That is what would have made you a honorable man. Not paying the money after the Auditor General report come out. As a matter of fact, you paid the money 1 day before the PAC sat. That is what you did. What is honorable about that? What is honorable? You paid the money on the 30th and the PAC met on the 31st. What is honorable about that? You knew the CEO was going to come to the parliament and tell the people of Jamaica what you did. That is where you run and pay the money on the 30th. Don't come talk about it. You did the honorable thing. What was honorable about that, comrade? What was honorable about that? You paid the money on the 30th and the PAC met on the 31st. Nothing honorable about what you did. So don't get it twisted. I don't know if you're in your bubbles too long and the people them running out tell you the truth, but somebody need to tell you the truth because you did nothing honorable. What you did, what your company did, was use a tax exempt that you guys were not qualified for to bring in 12 dialysis machines, among other things, to be used at your private facilities and charge the people of Jamaica to use it. That is what your company did. What is honorable about that? What is honorable about that, comrade? You must be joking. I could only do the honorable thing by correcting that. That was not a mistake, comrade. That was not a mistake. That was intentional, in my opinion, because you said earlier that it has been going on for 20 years. And I am calling on my government to call down a customer ask which line item Dennis Garden pay the money under. Because when I listen to the CEO in the PAC meeting in a comrade, Dennis Garden owe customer money. He should turn the money to UHWI along with the late penalty fees. So him run go pay a custom. I want to know who don't a custom him pay and who authorized that. The government need to find out about that. Which rogue worker don't a custom collect money from Dennis Garden? Dennis Garden don't owe custom no money. Dennis Garden owe you with the money. And him also need to pay penalties for the breaches. So I hope my government jump on that Monday week. But after finding out the mistakes, I did the honorable thing. What is honorable about what you did, comrade? Absolutely nothing. Hear him now, guys. I was not directly involved, but that does not mean I don't have to take responsibility for my company's action. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you very much for saying that, Dennis Garden, because they come with them up here so I twist up themselves in a pretzel. They say you're not involved and you're not all accountable. So I thank you very much for pointing that out to the comrades so that they can understand. You are absolutely responsible for what happened at your company. With your own. When people money missing at them account at NCB and Michael Lee Chinden cost. When people get scammed and card and Michael Lee Chinden cost. So the argument that we're supposed to separate you from JACDEN is crazy. So we gotta point it out to the comrades them. Comrades, this article is in the Observer. It is behind a paywall. So I don't know which one you can read it because I know you not pay for nothing. So you can find it and go read it if you can. It's behind the paywall of an Observer. Hear him, comrades. I was not directly involved, but that does not mean I don't have to take responsibility for my company's action. Because, hear the part, comrades. Hear the part, Hear the part, comrades. Hear Dennis Garden say, I own the company. Hear that, comrades? Dennis Garden say, I, Dennis Garden, own the company. Want to hear that, comrades? So the argument that Dennis Garden did not do anything wrong, and the argument that we must tie JACDEN to the PNP, here is Dennis Garden telling you, comrades, I own the company. You can't get no more clear than that, comrade leader. You cannot get any more formal than that, comrade leader. It can't get no more clear than that, comrade leader. Dennis Garden told the reporter that I own the company. Hear him now, guys. I try to mislead we. So, what was the cry? He must say, what we about? That taxpayers were short out of 10.1 million. And so I said to customs, hear him? I said to customs, give me an assessment of what it would have cost so I can pay. Why didn't you say to UHWI? When you wanted the tax exempt, when your company wanted the tax exempt, you reach out to UHWI. But when we pay back the money, you reach out to custom. Why? Why, Dennis? Why? When you wanted the tax exempt, you reach out to somebody up at UHWI. Somebody in your company, you say, reach out to somebody up at UHWI. But now when you pay back the money, you reach out to customs. Why? Customs, you know what customs no money? Yeah, customs not have no business on a gungo line. You should have reached out back to University Hospital. That is what you should have done. Anyway, hear him now, guys. They reached out to me and said I should pay approximately 10.1 million, which I paid. Hear this now, comrade. Hear this now, comrades. My only crime is my success and that I am a PNP member of parliament, Gordon added. Wow. So guys, so people, let me ask you now a question. So you feel that Dennis Gordon really thinking that do nothing wrong? I want that Dennis Gordon really in his heart and soul believes that he did nothing wrong. The man said his only crime is that he is a PNP and he is a member of parliament. The level of arrogance from this man. Him said the only crime him commit was is that he's a PNP and he's a member of parliament. So you're not supposed to uphold the law. You're not supposed to answer to the people of Jamaica because him is a PNP and he's a member of him success. Or he says success because him successful. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Where is Mark Golding? Where is Mark Jefferson Golding? Where is the integrity boss Mark Golding in all of this? Because this is getting from bad. I better Dennis Garden never come out. I better Dennis Garden never put out in food comment. You're not supposed to shame when you read this. The man said the only crime in commit is that he is successful and he's a PNP MP. So the man push me aside, man have no disregard for the corruption that he is a part of a university hospital. You can't believe that, comrades? Mighty God. Here then is Gordon now, guys. According to Gordon, the machines had already arrived in the island when the company was then informed that it needed an import permit from the Ministry of Health, which could not be processed in the time that was available. Why? Why couldn't process in the time that's available, Dennis? Who set that timeline? Who set that timeline, Dennis Garden? Why couldn't it have been processed? Because the last time we checked, your things them can stay upon WAF up to 6 months. So what you mean it couldn't process in time? What you mean, who set that timeline, the Dennis Garden? And why didn't you do the research before you bring in the dialysis machines? One would think that if you're going to make a big investment like that, you will make sure so you have all the details before you go and buy the product, don't it? And I say, go guys, one would think, as a business as JACDEN, that do business all the time, and this is not the first time you guys importing things in the country. One would think that you will go out, do the necessary research, paperwork, and make sure you get everything in order before you go and buy the product. I may get it wrong. What am I missing? What am I missing, comrades? What am I missing? So are you telling me that Dennis Garden just sent somebody overseas to buy the dialysis machine without doing his due diligence? Dennis, are you telling the people of Jamaica that you guys went and purchased these machines without finding out how not get them in the country? You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that because even when you shop on Shein, you have to know where you're middleman before you pay for your stuff. Even when you shop on Shein, Dennis Garden, you have to put in where you send your things them to and which part them was send to send it to in Jamaica. And who you fool, Dennis Garden? And who you trick? I must say, comrade them a low play trick pan. Because the well-thinking Jamaicans now listen to you, Dennis Garden. Even when you shop on Temu, Bridget, when you go up on the website to buy something on Temu and you start to put things in your bin and you're ready to cash out, you have to put in the people them who are going to clear your stuff them for you. The warehouse in Florida where you're going to send it and where in Jamaica you're going to send it to before it get to your house. So you tell me, say a big company like JACDEN never do them due diligence, comrades? Look. Guys, when I like up the live and carry me to 100K, let me get on the For You page there. Because the comrades are here. Then shame. Because remember, them have education and we have selfish, you know. Remember, them have education and we have selfish, you know, in our labor rights. So you tell me, say the Michael Manley comrade them, who bright like a morning star, never do them due diligence before they go and buy the machines? Make that make sense? Dennis Garden want us to believe, people, that the people them went and purchased these equipments without finding out how they are going to get to the facility in Linjus Road. No, Dennis, nobody in Jamaica now believe that. Not even the comrades. Not even the loyal PNP blogger them on social media will not believe this. I put it to you, Dennis Garden. Nobody will believe this line of argument. Because it don't make no sense. It don't make no